Top 2 most technical parts of High Point. Round 4. Get right into it. So we got the track map here. Got the start. And you're going to have a little bit of a downhill here to a double, to an outside, or a double to a single on the inside before a quad. And what the riders were actually doing was they were tripling, kind of cutting the corner a little bit, jumping over some of the track markers and landing on the hump. I'm not a huge fan of the humps because they just kind of mess up the flow, but in this instance it did not mess up the flow whatsoever. It was actually really effing cool. So here's Tomac doing it nice and clean, boom, and then Anderson behind him. You can see they're like jumping over those corner markers. So is it considered cutting the track? No, not really, but I'm not going to be that guy. And he actually over jumps it. And look at that factory suspension. Doesn't just whiskey throttle it, goes off the track, but actually saves it and still able to make the inside, which is just nuts. So this thing is huge. It is huge. These guys, nice floater. That is a fairly, I want to say flat, pancake, waffle, whip, whatever you want to call it. But that is a huge, massive transfer that I just thought was really effing cool to watch these guys do. So we'll just show it in full speed. Well, that's actually a little bit more of a slow-mo than what I was just showing. And boom, nice and clean transfer. So the next one that I want to say that it was pretty much super technical. It wasn't anything fancy like a quad or a jump. It was something that wasn't really designed to be this. But if we just back up, here is a nice little S corner here. And what the guys were doing on the outside is they were setting up for the inside, and they were actually using some of the braking bumps to double into the rut. And I just thought that was super cool. All these top guys, the suspension and just the way they were riding the bikes, it just felt like they were just floating over the stuff. Like everything was just going underneath the motorcycles and they were just riding over it. It's like they didn't even feel the bumps. It's just nuts watching how well that suspension moves. And you can't take away anything from the riders because they are the world's best riders. So we'll just jump right into it. Fast forward here. So here's that section I'm talking about, the S's. You've got Hunter and you've got Jet going wide, and watch what they do. We'll watch Hunter do it. So really, they're just braking bumps here. And boom. As opposed to braking, he's accelerating, maybe a little preloading just a little bit, jumping over some of these huge bumps. Huge bumps. TV and the drone doesn't do justice, even though that drone was really effing cool. And then just boom, nice and smooth, make it all happen. I do like Dungey's line. Dungey's line was he was go wide, and then he was able to double into the next corner where all these guys were kind of like doubling, then singling into the corner. But still, I thought this was one of the cooler parts of the track, was watching these guys do something cool like that. It was just, lack of a better word, intuitive. Boom. So there we have it. Top 2 most exciting parts of High Point 2022. If you have something to add it in the comments below. Till next time, we're keeping it WFO. Whoa, 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 da, 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 da. Like if I was to do that triple into the corner right there, like my butthole would be like super tiny because he'd be like, oh shit, I did not mean to do this. And you'd just pray to God or whatever deity that, the moto gods, that you're going to survive. Da, 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 da.